Once, in a great city, lived two wealthy fathers. Each had a son, and these two boys grew up as brothers in spirit. One was a sophisticate, sharp, clever, a man of the mind. The other was simple, innocent, wholehearted, a man of the soul. They loved each other dearly. But as time turns the wheel of fortune, their fathers lost their wealth, leaving the sons with nothing but the roofs over their heads. The father spoke, "We cannot sustain you. Go. Forge your own paths." The simple man, content with little, learned the trade of a shoemaker. It took him time, for he was slow to learn, but he found his rhythm. But the sophisticate, a man of such intellect, could not stoop to simple labor. He looked at the world and said, "I am meant for greatness. I will see the world." He joined merchants traveling to Warsaw, but soon his mind grew restless. "Why serve these men?" he thought. "I can do better." He left them. He worked for a shopkeeper, but the heavy lifting insulted his dignity. "I am a philosopher," he cried. "I should be feasting my eyes on the world, not carrying crates." He traveled to Italy, to Spain. He learned to be a goldsmith, mastering it in a fraction of the time it takes others. But he grew bored fashion changes. He scoffed. He learned gem-cutting board again. Finally, he studied medicine and philosophy, mastering Latin and the sciences in mere months. He became a genius, a doctor, a master of all wisdoms. But with wisdom came a curse. The world seemed small to him. Everyone else seemed like nothing. He decided to return home, but the journey was misery. No inn was clean enough, no conversation smart enough. He was a great man, alone in a world of fools. Let us leave the clever man in his misery and return to the simple man. He sat at his bench hammering shoes. He was not a master cobbler. His shoes were often triangular, but he was full of joy. "Wife, give me some soup." She gave him water and dry bread. He tasted it and smiled. "Oh, what a magnificent soup! Wife, give me the roast meat." She gave him more bread. He ate it with the gusto of a king through his innocence. The bread tasted like the finest delicacies. When he needed a fur coat for the winter, he wore his old sheepskin. When he needed a tuxedo for a wedding, he wore the sheepskin. What a beautiful tuxedo this is. How soft the silk. How perfect the fit. He was never lacking, for his imagination and gratitude turned poverty into abundance. Even when people mocked him, he only smiled. "So what if you are smarter than me?" he would say. "If you are so smart and still mock a simple man, perhaps you are the fool." Then the sophisticate returned. He arrived in a grand carriage. The simple man ran to him, hugging him with pure love. But the clever man, he had no home left. He stayed at an inn, suffering because the sheets were rough. The simple man, seeing his friend's pain,
invited him in. The clever man moved in, but he was tortured by his own brilliance. A nobleman asked for a ring. The clever man made a masterpiece, but he saw one tiny scratch that no one else could see, and it tormented him. He cured the sick, but if a patient died, he blamed himself. If they lived, he called it luck. The tailor made him a coat, but the lapel was a millimeter off. If I were in Spain with this lapel, they would laugh at me. I am a laughingstock. The simple man looked at his brilliant, miserable friend. Brother, you are so wise and rich. Why are you always in pain? Look at me. I am always happy. I pray you could ascend to my level. Me? Like you. That would require me to lose my mind. God forbid I become a fool like you. Now, the king of that land looked into his registry. He saw two names, the clever one and the simple one. Intrigued, he sent letters inviting them to the palace. But knowing the clever man might overthink it, and the simple man might be scared, he sent messengers of their own kind.
The letter arrived for the simple man.
I cannot read this, tell me simply. What does it say?
The king invites you, said the messenger.
Are you joking? Asked the simple man.
No joke, it is truth. Then I go, cried the simple man with joy.
He traveled simply as he arrived, the king, needing a man of absolute truth to fight corruption, appointed the simple man as governor. And because fortune favors the innocent, the simple man learned to govern. He judged with pure truth. He loved the people, and they loved him. When the king spoke of philosophy, the simple man listened and learned until he became the chief minister, wise, yet still retaining his holy simplicity. But the clever man, when he received the letter, he sat with the messenger and began to think. Wait, why would a king send for me? A man like me is nothing to a king. It makes no sense, unless, perhaps, there is no king. He spun a web of logic. Have you ever seen the king? He asked the messenger. No, said the man. Uh-huh, cried the sophisticate. It is a myth. The world is run by a committee of 70 elders. There is no king. And so, the clever man and his messenger set out, not to the palace, but to wander the world, proving to everyone that the king was a lie. They sold their horses, their clothes, until they were beggars, walking in circles, fueled only by their arrogance.
The two wise beggars wandered until they reached the city of the simple minister. There lived a great healer, a master of the holy name, who worked miracles.
Lies, shouted the clever man. Magic is a lie.
Healers are frauds. They mocked the healer so loudly they were beaten and thrown out of the city. Broken and bleeding, they came before the minister for justice. The minister, the simple man, recognized his old friend immediately. But the clever man, seeing a high lord, did not recognize the cobbler.
Look at my simplicity, and where it brought me. Look at your cleverness, and where it brought you.
We can discuss that later. Just give me justice. And tell me, do you believe in the king?
I have seen him, I serve him.
They tricked you. It was an actor, a fraud. Suddenly, a dark messenger appeared. The devil sends for you, he hissed at the clever man. The simple man was not afraid, for he had faith, but the clever man trembled.
You believe in a devil? He scoffed, trying to hide his fear. It must be my brother playing a prank.
But the messenger dragged the clever man and his friend away. He took them to a swamp of deep, sticky mud.
He threw them in. The mud was like glue. They could not move. For years they sat there, tormented by the dark ones. And even as the lashes fell, the clever man screamed,
There is no devil! There is no king! You are just hooligans! This is just a misunderstanding. This is statistically improbable. He suffered because he could not believe. He analyzed his own torture rather than asking for help. Eventually, the simple minister saw their suffering. He came to the edge of the mud. He handed them the simple book of Psalms. He showed them the path of faith, and only when the clever man finally stopped thinking and finally just asked to be saved, only then did the mud release its grip. For wisdom that denies the truth is no wisdom at all. But simplicity is the key to the palace of the king.